everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Dear Downloads, episode 14. We're going to cover highlights of the CES show this year, all online. What's going on, Connor? How you been?
Hey, Luke, I've been good, man. I am excited for today's episode. Actually,
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah, definitely. There's a lot of information to go over.
I know our show notes are like super long today.
I
Ugh,
want,
ugh.
I want to do a
It's
word
been
count.
definitely a busy week, so yeah. What's new?
It sure has. Yeah.
What have you been playing?
What have I been playing, dude? I got a Switch, like you know, and I have been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I am just like a little kid on Christmas. I love it, dude. It's so fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That
man.
is such an amazing game. Like, it is so good. Oh, man.
I'm
It's also
realizing.
super fun. I was watching you stream the other day, and I was like, ugh, this is hurting my brain because he's like not doing stuff that you can totally do.
Well, dude, it's like I'm like 6 hours in, and then some guy came in and was telling me all these glitches. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I know. That guy was super funny. I was like, he doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing, bro. Like chill out.
I'm a complete noob. I know, yeah, he was all on me. He's like, oh yeah, I guess just do the bomb thing. I guess it's like that. But maybe he was sincere. I don't know. It was fun though. What about you? What have you been playing?
Oh god, it's been a busy week. I have played a bunch of games. So, like starting last weekend, I got Dragon Quest Builders 2 and played that for a while. And that's pretty fun. Then I was playing a little bit of Hitman 2. Always great.
Ooh,
Super
okay.
fun game. For our play of the month, we'll go into that,
Yeah, on the second
later.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, second Saturday, playing a little bit of that. I finally platinum nier automata.
Was that insane? Like, is that a lot of hours, or what took it?
Yeah, I've just been like, I've beaten the game before. It was just like checking off all that other shit to go with it. Because I mean, it's got how many alphabet letters do we have? This is 32.
Oh, okay.
I believe it has 32 endings, so you have to get like all of those to platinum the game.
Holy moly, man.
So I did that, and it's got all this other like hidden shit that you got to do to like platinum it. So I finally got around to doing that. It's been a long time coming. It's only the third game over for platinum, so it's like, meh.
That's awesome, dude.
And then it's what Final Fantasy 15, that, and then Persona 5 Royal.
Those are huge games too.
I know, they're all huge games. It's like, I can't platinum anything that's like tiny, but the giant 200-hour games, whoa, yeah, definitely gonna platinum those.
That's why I want to play Days Gone, because I guess it's an easily achievable platinum.
Platinum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you play the game and you can easily get a platinum. It's not like all that crazy stuff you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are like really complicated. Like, I'm surprised I haven't platinum Final Fantasy 7 Remake, but some of the like trophies on that seem rather hard to get. So
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, dude, I have 0 platinums. So
the only other platinum I'm like close on is Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest 11, which is also a giant game.
Jesus. Well, next, that's what you got to do next, dude.
We'll see. And then I've been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is so good, just so good.
That's awesome.
I don't know what else to say about that.
It's all right.
Just really good. Oh, and then I got the Clubhouse 51 game for Switch.
Did you play anything in it yet, or you just got it?
I was playing some Texas Hold'em against the computer, because why not?
Can you play it online, like against just randos?
Yeah. I don't know if you can play against randos. I haven't tried yet.
Oh, okay. You just had me. I just downloaded that. You just had me download it.
Now we can play some Texas Hold'em, bro.
It's at 80%, so I'm stoked on that.
Or suffer through some shogi or go or chess and see how much we suck.
Yeah. Or checkers, just like little children.
Checkers. Oh, I'll rock your ass on checkers, bro. So what else has been going on?
Dude, so in some recent news that's pretty cool is Hitman 3. There was like a game dev narrative talk that PlayStation just came out. They tweeted it. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. I mean, I've seen like the tweets about the game, but I didn't watch the video yet.
Oh, okay. It was pretty interesting. It was like some of the game devs just talk about how it's like the final conclusion of 1, 2, and 3. Like they're closing up their overarching story that goes like between missions, you know?
Sure.
And then another game that there's a free demo of, which it's called Little Nightmares 2 on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 that you could download for free. I don't know if you've seen
Nice.
Little Nightmares at all.
I haven't.
Dude,
Um,
it looks good. It looks fun.
okay.
It's like a 3D platforming, puzzle platforming slash
Okay.
horror adventure game.
What is it, like a Castlevania, Metroidvania? What kind of genre of platformer is it, or is it more like a Mario style?
No. It's not like Mario style, but it's like what's that game that came out? It was like black and white. It was an indie game, like
Oh, Shovel
Journey,
Knight.
like Journey or something, or
Shovel Knight.
is it Shovel Knight? Oh, okay.
Shovel Knight's black and white. Ori. I mean, there is a game called Journey, but that's where you're like the little mannequin walking through the desert.
I don't know how to explain it. I don't know a lot of platformers and what to compare it to. But it's like a 3D platformer. It's like a 3D map,
Oh, okay.
but
So it's not a 2D platformer. Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
but you're kind of controlling it 2D, but it's 3D. Like you could, move within the map, but you can't control the camera, it looks like, if that makes sense.
Okay. So like Mario 64.
Kind of. I don't know.
Because Mario 64, you can't control the camera, so it's like,
You are running left and right, it looks like, but up and
oh,
down.
so yeah, it's a 2D platformer then.
Okay. What do I know?
Yeah.
What do I know? We'll probably have the trailer playing over this if you're watching on YouTube, and you could see what it looks
Connor?
like. I know.
You need to get down with your lingo, bro.
I do. I know. I tried. I said it's a puzzle platform horror adventure game, so I was within some scope of reality. You have some notes here. I'll let you touch on. What's
Well, I meant to add when you're talking about Hitman 3,
uh-huh.
you were asking me the other day, they are doing a Switch release of it.
That's sick. Of 3.
Yeah.
Okay, but not 2
Of
or
3.
1 or something like that.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
And then also, like, if you have like 1 and 2, apparently they're like updating the graphics and stuff to like 3 if you have those.
Oh, that's cool. Like a HD
Yeah.
collection type thing.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they're already HD games. I don't know exactly what the details are on that, but they're doing something where like you can play them in the Hitman 3 engine or something, those levels though.
Ooh,
So interesting.
that's cool. And what's
Yeah.
this? What's this about Evangelion? Or if I'm even saying
Evangelion?
Yeah.
The engine? Oh, the new Evangelion movie got delayed again. I was just thought that was funny.
Of course.
It's like the last one, and people have been like waiting literally like 10 years for it to come out, and it's like got delayed again. That's only in Japan. Nobody knows when the US release is coming.
Oh, I see.
They're having massive corona outbreaks in Japan right now, so
Womp. Dude, I was scrolling Facebook, and one of my buddies, shout out to Tyler if you're listening. If not, still shouting out to you. He did some funny post about that Trump might be a time traveler. I don't want to put too much time into it because it doesn't even relate to our podcast at all, but it was just it was just kind of funny. Yeah, it was kind of funny. Like they're drawing some conclusions that were a little stretched, but it was kind of interesting. Like his great uncle was like when Nikola Tesla died, the government like seized his equipment apparently, and it was like the department that did that was the Office of Alien Property, and they wanted I don't know, dude, this is real. This is some real stuff. It actually,
well, I mean, there's been lots of like alien spottings and shit in the news this year, so I think like multiple news outlets or multiple government agencies have come out and said that like, yeah, aliens exist. So
well, it's just funny that they're the ones that seized Nikola Tesla's equipment. But when
I know exactly
when they seized it, I guess they needed like some electrical engineers to review what they seized, and one of those electrical
Uh-huh.
engineers was Trump's like great uncle, like his dad's
Ah,
uncle or something like that. Which I don't know, coincidence probably, but just interesting. But people are drawing it like,
so it's
oh
like the Prestige.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, people are drawing it like that. Yeah, and to go even further, there's like some old 1800s book that's about Baron Trump, which is his son's name, and it's I don't
Yeah.
know, whatever. That's enough. We'll continue. So
People going down a rabbit hole. Oh, did you see the like news about Lucas Arts games or Lucasfilms games? So like there's going to be an Indiana Jones game and there's going to be a new Star Wars game by Ubisoft, so they're not all stuck under the like EA banner anymore. And I forget who's is it Massively that's making the Indiana Jones game, or is it I forget the news. It's been a couple days.
I know I looked it up too, and I forgot. Dude, I think it's Bethesda.
Yeah, it is Bethesda.
Okay,
Okay, so Bethesda is making the Star Wars game, right?
Indiana Jones. From what I understood,
Okay, so
Bethesda
then
is doing Indiana Jones. I don't have it in
so
front of
then
me.
no, no, no. Okay, so Ubisoft is doing the Star Wars game, and then Bethesda massively is doing the Indiana Jones game.
Which will be
I'm
sick.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's it.
That sounds right.
And yeah, pretty sure that's right.
It sounds sick,
I
dude.
could be wrong.
I,
I know that'll be dope. Because I mean, like, it's nice that they're not just subbing the entire franchise out to like one studio or one developer like they have been doing. Not to say that like the EA Star Wars games have been bad, because I mean like Fallen Order and then like Squadron were awesome, but and then you've also had like Battlefront and things like that that have been good too. But I don't know. It'll be nice to have a little variety in there.
yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
No, I agree. I mean, I thought it was cool that they gave. I mean, still it was under the EA family, but that Fallen Order was given to Respawn, so it was like
Yeah.
a new take on what some other creative studio could do. So I'm excited. I think more hands should be involved in more things because it just allows for creativity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it's Star Wars. What's not to like?
I know. I don't know. I
Hmm.
feel like Star Wars has like there's too much stake in it. So either people like
Too overplayed.
yeah, well,
I mean,
people are like
all
this
of the
is
like,
sick or this is trash because it's not legitimate. Like people are way too about it.
yeah. I
Luke,
mean, like all of the like turn
Luke.
of the centuries. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Kid. Oh, sorry. You had me. I thought my mic went bad.
No,
Uh
no, just
no,
messing.
what I was saying though is like all of the like turn of the century Star Wars games way back in the day, like TIE Fighter and X-Wing and Jedi Knight, those are all super sweet.
Dude, what was my favorite?
Or Shadows of the Empire on the 64.
I didn't play that. I played dude, my favorite one, I forget. I think it was on Xbox something. It was Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah, well, that was on PC too.
Yeah,
That
dude.
was a BioWare game.
That was so fun. So fun.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, they started making Mass Effect after they lost the license, I think. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
Wah wah wah. The
Well,
more you know.
do you have any other notes before we get into our massive topic today?
Well, and then they also Nintendo came out with a little news on Mario. They just keep punching the Mario games this year. Um, I don't know. Another remake.
Oh, really? What is it?
What it's Super Mario World 3D, which was a Wii U
Wow.
game, and they're finally releasing it on the Switch. It'd be cool if Nintendo would just, release some new games, but I guess that's too much to ask for.
They're just recycling.
Yeah, just keep recycling all the, Wii U games that nobody played
They're like, you know what? If people will buy it, let's just re-release it. There
and
you
pretend
go.
it's a new game. And because only 15 people ever played it, because nobody bought Wii U's, no one will know the difference.
I never did. I didn't know Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game, and then
Yeah.
That's
Well, it it was a launch title for the Switch, and it also came out on the Wii U, so it was like one of those deals.
okay.
And I think that's kind of the same way, like, Skyward Sword was the same way, and then also Twilight Princess was the same way Twilight Princess between GameCube and Wii, and then, Sword between Wii and Wii U.
Oh, okay.
So, they like to get those big audiences involved if they can with the Zelda games, obviously.
So we won't see a new Zelda till there's a new console, based off that trajectory.
Possibly, yes.
Dang. All right. Okay.
Which I feel like they're getting a little long in the tooth. I was reading a article the other day about how some people are feeling rather hawkish about a Switch Pro coming out this year. It might be a little ways out. But I mean, they've already announced Breath of the Wild 2, so it's like, well, when the hell is it coming, guys?
Yeah. On one of our the YouTube we did about Switch Pro.
Switch Pro, not
Yeah.
Twitch Pro.
I meant Switch. If I said Twitch, that's my dummy fault. But yeah, the Nintendo Switch Pro. Someone said a Nintendo Switch Advanced, which I kind of
Yes.
liked. I liked that too. That could be.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing.
Or they could just call it Super Switch.
Super Switch. Yeah, dude. The Super Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
The
Whatever.
SNS.
Yeah, SNS. Bros.
That's
Take
funny.
it back.
Take it back. Well, we got a huge laundry list of things. CES happened, which is the Consumer Electronics Show 2021. It was all digital. Did you get to tune in for anything, Luke? And
I tuned in for the Sony one where they announced a whole bunch of games and announced a whole bunch of release dates for those games, and then later they removed all those release dates for those games in that same video. So it's like, oh, here's all the dates for all our games, guys. Oh, wait, hold up. Actually, no, we're not gonna do that. We don't know when any of this stuff's coming out, probably because of Corona, obviously. But
yeah,
it's just kind of funny.
they seem
Like
to.
they gave like release, windows for like all of the big games that they have announced so far this year. So I thought that was kind of funny, and then they took that away. So
They redacted it.
yeah,
It seems like they're on that on the current state of things. Like, why don't we get into we'll probably skip a little bit and go into TVs, because we talked last
sure.
episode about your issue with
Yeah.
the Sony X900H.
So yeah, that thing sounds like mostly just Sony being bad at PR and updating their website, and then like because they came out later and said that they are going to add those features, like they said before, through a version update, versus just removing the features from the website entirely, which is what they had done as of last recording.
Yeah.
So they're still on the calendar to happen eventually. Nobody knows when. I've seen a couple of people say it might come in March. Who knows? So don't go returning your TVs if you like it, people. That would be my one comment.
I do have a quote. They say, actually, in the quote I have, here we go. So Sony quoted this to Flat Panels HD website, and the quote says, XH90 will support VRR and ALLM via a future firmware update. Any articles on Sony sites that stated otherwise have been updated with the correct information. So in that quote, they didn't say the X900H. And they did not provide a timeline, like you just said. So I don't know if it's like...
Yeah, so they also updated saying the X900H is going to get that update as well eventually. Okay. They didn't give a date. I've heard rumors that it might be in March. Who knows?
Okay.
But the big deal was like on January 6th, they straight up just removed support on the American website entirely. And then everybody was like losing their minds wondering, is it coming? Is it not? Nobody knew. Sony kept answering, like if people called support, the support would be saying like, no, we're not supporting that anymore.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was just a PR nightmare. And like,
Do you think?
Uh,
Do you?
get your messaging right, basically, Sony.
I don't know. I don't know. Here's a thought on it, because like some people, like you said, in other countries say it's going to be supported. But
Yeah,
do you think they just didn't do it, or they forgot to do it, and or just caught too much flack from everyone online, and they're like, you know what, we need to fix this and do it? Like caught with their pants
I
down.
think it. I think it was a messaging thing and not like them removing support for it. I think they just did it in the wrong way.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they never came out and announced anything that they weren't going to support it, other than like changing their website to say it wasn't going to be support. Not saying it was not going to be supported, but basically they had like a checklist on their website and it said, not supported VRR, but it didn't say anything about like future updates. And then they came out later and said it's going to come out in a future update.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think, and I think, customer service, if you've ever called them, they usually just don't know.
Yeah, yeah. They're not like with the engineers next to them, knowing what is
Yeah,
coming
exactly.
out.
They're
Yeah,
not prevy, so what are you gonna do?
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
so if you like your TV, people, don't go returning it. Obviously, this doesn't fix the current issues with like the firmware just sucking currently, but
yeah, and your HDMI 2.1 audio dropout issues are still happening, I'm assuming.
yeah, I still turn on the TV occasionally, and there's just no sound, and I'm like, WTF, guys?
So still a bummer, but might be fixed.
Yeah, my guess is it'll get fixed eventually with firmware updates, but it'd just be nice if shit worked. But what are you
100%
gonna do?
agree, dude. While we're still on Sony, did you watch or when you were watching Sony's expo on CES, did you see their info about the Bravia TVs?
So they announced their Bravia TV stuff earlier, like that Friday before last week, and
Okay.
I just kind of read all the info on it. I didn't watch it, but I did see their video that came out I think on Monday,
I think
but
what
it didn't cover their TVs too much. It mostly went into like all the fancy technologies they're currently working on.
Oh, okay.
So
The thing I
yeah.
liked from the Bravia announcement was well, maybe I don't know if I like it. It's Bravia Core, which is like yet another streaming service, but
Oh
it's just Sony's content. And Sony has their own movies, Spider-Man, blah blah blah,
yeah,
Venom,
they
and all
they
that.
used to have one of those on the PlayStation. I forget what it's called, but then they killed it off.
Really? I didn't know
But
that.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's a bummer. I just think like Sony is
Just rebranding it.
they're so weird with their licensing, man. They're like, I don't want to share.
Well, they also own so much stuff, which is also kind of weird. Like, what they own a whole bunch of. I mean, they own like Columbia and I don't know. There's lots of properties that they own that you may not know that they own, which is just kind of funny. So, I mean, they're just a giant multinational. So, what do you expect?
No, that's true. That's true. One thing I really liked, and I just can't stop reading about, from the CES 2021 is the LG OLED TVs.
The OLEDs, bro. Get those OLEDs. That was definitely on my list of things that if I didn't keep this TV, then I'd be dropping another grand and getting one of those. But
Getting the LG OLED.
yeah, one of those LG OLEDs. I might still get one as a monitor. We'll see. Because like
Ooh.
that 42-inch looks dope.
Well, I got another bit of info. We'll go down a little bit further, but yeah, dude, 42-inch. There's no release date on it yet. They're thinking also March, right? At the end of this quarter, they kind of said.
Yeah, well, and all their like last year, all their stuff came out late, so who knows? Obviously, their G1's supposed to be dope, where it's a lot brighter than like the current OLEDs, which are not to say they're not bright, but they're dimmer than like the LCD options out there. Um, but yeah, OLEDs are supposed to have like the nicest picture. Their one big downfall is like they have potential for burn-in, but I mean, like if you go over to our ratings, like they did a thing where they just like ran random images on those TVs for like years on end
Oh,
and
really?
then like determined, yeah. So kind of interesting.
I think one thing interesting. So they're saying there's going to be a 42-inch out, and on the LG 4K
And I think
OLED.
updated the size to maybe like an 85 is the high end, which is fucking huge.
Yeah, there's an 83. There's a 48
Or
inch.
83.
Yeah, there's a 48, 55, 65, 77, and 83. Freaking
Get that 83, bro.
freaking crazy. And one thing info I was reading on OLEDs. So I guess the thing with OLEDs is they don't get that bright. So in like daylight in your house, like if you don't have shades up or something like that, it's kind of hard to see. So like at night they're great. But so that's kind of like a little food for thought if you didn't know that and you're looking at these TVs. But they do have an
Or
answer.
if you're
Go ahead.
really worried about that, you get the G1, the new G1,
The new.
because they updated the brightness on that.
Oh, okay. And they also have this.
The new.
Go ahead.
Oh, just the new G1. They added an additional light layer on the back of it, so it gets even brighter than the previous series is.
Oh, that's killer.
So it's like they're calling it, OLED Gen 2 essentially is what they're calling it, which was kind of their big announcement is, brighter TVs. And then they also changed a little bit of their nomenclature. Like their lowest level was like the B series, and now it's the A series. Just little things like that.
Yeah, there's the LG, the G1, which you just said. There's the C1 and then the A1.
And there's also like an X1, I think, too, or a Z1.
Oh, there is. Oh my gosh, yeah. There's a ton, and there's this other the QNED TVs, which is like supposed to be
Yeah, I mean it's like the answer to Samsung's, QLEDs, which is just bullshit marketing, trying to, you know, it's one mark away from an OLED. You kind of get it, like QLED versus OLED. It's literally just an LCD TV with
different letters.
a name. It's literally just an LCD TV with a LED array in the back of it, or mini LED array in the back of it. So basically the same technology that everything's been running off of in the previously. It just depends on like the dimming zones or the amount of dimming zones. That's all they're basically saying.
I see.
So I think those are what they used to call their like nano TVs. That was what they called them last year from LG. Now they're QNED.
Well, they're keeping the nano, so it's now nano QNED.
Oh, okay.
Just to keep it just to keep it rolling with it, so there's no confusion. Dude, what's sick on the G1s? I don't know if you saw this, but I love it. I wouldn't use it.
You can
go ahead.
You can like recess them into the wall.
Yeah, you could do that, and then you can also they have this like modern freestanding
mount for them.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Yeah.
So you don't need like a cool table or like a entertainment center. You could just have your TV chilling out there with your fire.
Well, because the G series doesn't have feet, so it's either wall mount or recessed into the wall, or you can use that goofy stand.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't have feet like the C series.
Oh, and it doesn't have that option to put feet on it?
Oh. No. The feet option is literally that tripod.
I just hit my mic. Sorry if that came through, if you're watching or listening.
Yeah.
Dude, another thing with LG while we're on it, from CES was their 4K projectors.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Laser beams, bro.
Use this freaking laser beams on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel like 4K projectors are super spendy right now, so it's kind of like I was using projector for a long time, and I changed to a TV because just simplicity, but also like
cable.
4K projectors are, huh?
I thought it was like also cable management too. Maybe that's simplicity.
Well, yeah, complexity. So I have to run a whole bunch of cables everywhere and mount a screen and mount the thing and yada yada yada. But also like 4K projectors are super freaking spendy in comparison to like really big TVs. Like hell, if you don't really care about like refresh rate on a TV, you can get fucking 85-inch for like 50 or $500. So
yeah, that's true. That is true, man.
Yeah.
We were talking about QLEDs, but there's the new Samsung Neo QN900, which is an 8K QLED TV.
Get those 8Ks.
there's another.
I
There,
I
there,
don't know how I feel about 8K, honestly. At least for TVs right now, there's, like, nothing that can push that, so, like, what's the point?
yeah, I mean, how do you feel about 4K even? Like, I'm like, maybe it's just because I'm like
4K?
blind and like 1080 is enough for me, you know? Even 720 is sometimes enough for me. But you could tell a
Um,
difference.
yeah, you can definitely tell the difference, like, especially on, like, monitors, I think it makes sense. On TVs, like, I don't think you're ever sitting close enough. Like, 4K is about, I feel like, the sweet spot. I think the 8K is just kinda like marketing money kinda thing. Well, we gotta, you know, go higher resolution to sell more TVs to make everybody upgrade every year or whatever.
That's
It's
probably it. Yeah.
not like a I think the bigger thing for me is, like, refresh rates. Give me a 4K that refreshes at, 240 TV.
Speaking of, that's what I liked about one of Samsung's TVs. So
Yeah.
it says Game Bar, but that's in Samsung's new TVs. And what it is, it's a feature built into the television to support like next gen gaming for
Yeah.
PS5 and Xbox Series X. So it includes 4K 120 frames per second input and VRR. But new for this year, you can long press on the play pause button of the remote to call up a special status screen dubbed Game Bar. And what this does is it
Hmm.
clearly indicates which of those features are currently active. So it'll tell you your refresh rate, it'll tell you your frames, and it'll, like all that stuff. Like if you're like a stat nerd,
That's nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well, it's also nice because, like, sometimes you don't know, like, it's nice for troubleshooting too. It's like, is it actually playing at the resolution that's supposed to be pumping out at? I don't know. It could be upscaling and you don't know it. So
yeah.
it's nice the TV actually turns it around. That actually brings me back to one other thing that LG announced with their OLEDs
Uh
is
huh.
that they have like a game feature now that in the TV where the AI in the TV automatically knows what kind of game you're playing, whether it's like a first person shooter or an RPG or an adventure game, and adjusts the settings to the TV to best like render that kind of content.
That's insane. I didn't hear that.
I
That's
know.
that's really cool, actually.
Yeah, so like if you're playing like an RPG, it ups the vibrancy, and if you're playing like a first person shooter, then it ups the refresh rate and like ups the contrast so you can like see in the dark, things like that. So
Dude, killer.
yeah, interesting.
Is that like gonna be built into new TVs, or it's also gonna be put into some current market stuff, or you have no idea?
I don't know. I think it's a feature for the new TVs, kind of a selling point for the C1, G1, A1, whatever.
Maybe that's
So
their
kind of
response
cool.
to the Samsung Game Bar too. They're like,
Could be.
yeah, that's pretty cool though. That's awesome. And one thing I really like too about Samsung is they had a solar powered remote that could charge by the lights in your house.
That's great because buying batteries is stupid.
Yeah, and how often do you like drop the remote and then the batteries go flying? Like, or just
All
me?
the time.
Maybe just me. It happens to me all the time.
Just you?
Yeah.
All the time? All the time? Are you just throwing your is it like the olden days with the Wii where you throw your remote at the goddamn TV and break your TV?
No, like you're like chilling, laying on the couch watching something, having it in your like blanket, and you like get up to go to the restroom or grab your drink, and it's
Yeah,
like, pff, you know.
I know. But you remember the olden days, like during the Wii, when people like literally break their TV because they were had their Wii remote and they just like throw it into their TV.
Yeah, dude, that was the funniest, man. All the videos that is like, come on, like, like
So
so,
they came out with like a silicone like
wrist
condom
guard.
for it, and they also had the wrist guard. So they had the wrist attachment, and then they also had like a silicone condom for it.
And it had a slider, right, to like lock it to your wrist, didn't it? Like it was like you
Yeah,
could loop in and then slide it to lock to your wrist.
yeah,
Yeah. So funny.
super funny. I love that like motion controls are just like totally dead now.
Yeah, they don't want to be responsible.
Well, I mean, I guess the Wii still has them, but I haven't used them on my Wii at all for anything. The only time I ever take the controllers out of my Wii is so I can like prop up, the screen and like play on a plane.
That's hilarious. Wait, Wii or Switch?
Switch, sorry, Switch. Yeah, I'll
Oh,
take the controllers at the side, pop out the kickstand, and then like play it on a plane.
They take motion?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
they act.
that. That's cool.
Yeah, they act just like a Wii remote.
Oh, that's why it came with the little wrist guards on it too. I don't even know
Yep.
where you put those. Oh yeah, they slide on the side when they're off, which is kind of
Yep.
that's kind of
Janky.
yeah, and not like so you got to keep those with you when you pull them off to like use them. It's
Well, you don't have to.
true.
It works without it.
Yeah, good
You don't
point.
have to. You don't have to put them on. I bought the little like battery extender for them, which is kind of nice.
Hmm,
They have like a little battery that you can plug in where those things go.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't
What
have
else you got, homie?
I got a little tidbit about gaming, which is like kind of what you were talking about PlayStation earlier.
Okay.
It was just I thought it was cool. It was cool for me for Sony to confirm that yes, we have some of our IP hitting the box offices. Like they definitely
Oh
confirmed the
yeah.
Uncharted movie, which we've seen photos of, you know, with Tom Holland. And then they for sure confirmed The Last of Us as a HBO series. So it's like it feels like
Yeah.
it's really happening versus like, is it
Oh,
happening?
it totally is. I mean, it's already in production. At least the Uncharted movie is. Like that's totally happening, I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's Hollywood, so it could always get canceled. I think it's like funny the like cyclical nature that's going on right now where like video games are getting turned into movies and then like a whole bunch of movies are getting turned into video games.
Yeah.
Like
But
I
then
don't know.
movies
It's
from
just
15 years ago are becoming movies again.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like can't you guys come up with something original? I don't
Speaking
know.
speak
I'm not super into IP property games or movies, but that's just me.
what do you mean? Like non-original or like what do you mean
I
IP?
I, I yeah, original. I'd rather have original IP versus reusing IP
Agree.
from a movie,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's just me.
You know what movie I saw?
Games and movies are different mediums and they don't necessarily work the same way, but you know, there's so much money out there and everybody likes to buy. At least things are better than they used to be where like IP video games are just trash. Like
Yeah.
up until like hell, the only IP game that I can ever think of like prior to like Star Wars stuff, you know, was like GoldenEye.
I mean, those were movies and stuff.
No, I mean like actually being a good game
Oh, I got you. Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
not being just like shovelware
I
trash.
I gotcha. Yeah, true. I agree. I
For
agree
the
with
most
that.
part, they were just shovelware trash just to sell property, and they weren't actually good games.
Yeah,
Other than like,
they're like a million people saw our movie, so let's make a game so at least 10% of those people buy that game because we know we can make
yeah,
X amount of dollars back.
like
I'm
on the
sure.
Nintendo and the Super NES, like all the property games, and most of them just fucking sucked, asshole.
Yeah, like the legendary ET game.
Yeah, exactly,
That's true.
exactly.
But
Like there were occasional gems out there, like, but I digress.
it's okay. But I am looking forward to. I really want to see what they do with The Last of Us and how they flesh out the whole first game into a series. Like, I don't.
Hopefully, they don't hire the same writer as the second game.
Well, I don't want to hype it up to myself, so I let myself down. You know, like I feel like
Yeah,
that's what happened with. We've gone over it before, but I feel like that's what happened with Game of Thrones. Like also that, and there was no content for them to continue the. There were no books for them to finish the show with, but
oh yeah,
I just worry like I just felt like that series also got too big to where like it was gonna be a letdown regardless. Like
yeah. It was kind of like too many fingers in the in the
yeah.
cookie jar kind of deal.
And I think that's
Uh,
why George Martin won't finish it. He's the author, right? Am I?
yeah, George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
Well, that or maybe he just ran out of ideas.
I don't think he wants to taint it because everyone's always like already like, well, the fucking show ruined it, you know?
Like, because if you read the last book, you I don't know. I read the last book, and it definitely felt like where the hell is this going? It feels like he's just like grasping at air. And
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's just like doesn't know where to take the story is the problem. So
Gotcha. Maybe he's over it, you know?
yeah, I mean he's been working on it for fucking like 30 years. What do you expect?
Dear Lord. I would like to.
The first book came out in like 1990. Like fuck.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, first book came out in like 1990. So what do you expect?
Well, now
He's
they're
probably
doing the
just
whole
sick.
the prequel to it, right? They're doing like House of
Yeah.
Dragon or something.
Well, yeah, he's wrote those books too, I guess. He'll write shit in Game of Thrones as long as it isn't the new book.
Yeah, to like to clear out the story. Yeah. He's like
Or maybe he's taken up all of his time with Elden Ring.
yeah, maybe. Or he's learned from George Lucas and not to like, you know, close a story out because then the fans will eat you alive. I don't know. I felt like that's what happened to him. All right, so back on
Well,
go. No, go ahead. You got a thought on that?
well, good news is the showrunners already fucking did that for him, so he doesn't have to worry.
True. I was watching Star Wars Theory again on YouTube, and he showed a behind the scenes from Mandalorian season 1, like the gallery.
Okay.
They had on there. Did you watch that? It was like the gallery, the making of the Mandalorian. Okay.
No.
They had some guy on there on like the second episode of it, and he like literally broke down all of Star Wars and why things happened, and it actually all made like it made real sense on like him talking about the first like episode 1, 2, and 3 on things and why characters did certain things. I was like, wow, this is an interesting take on, you know, the behind.
I don't think they don't make sense. I just think they have terrible writing and
That's true.
just have goofy shit, and also they're like 99% like turn of the century CG that looks like butthole.
Well, that was what sucked about being locked in that time. Like, dude, did you watch? If we're gonna digress completely about movies, but Independence Day, like, have you rewatched that?
Oh no, because it probably looks like trash.
Yeah, it's so bad. With the one with Will Smith, oh my god,
Yeah,
bad, really,
yeah.
really bad.
90s and early 2000, or even hell, even to like 2010, CGI just looks like butthole.
They were trying.
Like
They were trying.
man, but Terminator 2, that thing still rocks.
Yeah, they didn't use much CG in it though. That's why.
It's just the liquid metal, man.
Yeah, which still looks good, which is like a simple
Yeah,
thing to render, you know, or I would assume, I guess.
yeah. It seems like simple rendering. Also, like Jurassic Park looks really good still, but that's because 99% of that was actual fucking models and shit.
True. Yeah.
And that's the reason I think that like the Mandalorian looks good too, is because there's lots of actual set pieces. Like Yoda ain't no goddamn CG bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. And like all their characters, like the side characters like of the world aren't they're costumed, you know, their makeup and
Yeah.
costume. They're not some CG thing walking around the set, you know.
Well, and I think it also gives it that like classic Star Wars look, whereas like 1, 2, and 3
Yeah.
just don't have that look that like the old
Yeah.
movies have because of all the CGI.
There you go. Yes, agreed. Even
They
though the whole backdrop of the world is in a computer, which is
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Again, the technology's come a long way since 20 years ago when the first movie came out in the new series. Like,
That's true.
yeah,
But
I
back
don't know.
on CES. So yeah, I know, right? Before we go too into a wormhole.
Before we go talk into more Star Wars,
Yeah. So CES 2021 this year, there was a lot of not a lot, but there was some cool info on a PC tech, which I was kind of excited about.
oh yeah, we kind of skimmed over that, didn't we?
Yeah, we went straight to like TVs, and then we're back to this. Did you see the AMD portion or read about it?
Yeah, I did. They also they added you, bro. So I guess we should respond to them.
Oh yeah, I know. I tweeted, I was like, I'm excited to see the AMD, and they're like, we're excited to hear. I gotta see what they said. Let me see. That'll take too long. Go back into here. So one thing that was cool was the Ryzen 5000 series mobile processors.
Yeah.
I feel like, dude, I haven't heard anything from Intel, and I feel like,
Intel is hurting right now.
yeah, they're like,
They're just like, I'm all for both companies having quality products, but Intel just is not bringing the noise.
they're like,
Uh,
to give it a
they're like,
metaphor, they're like either the people on the Titanic trying to get on a lifeboat, which the
here's
lifeboats are
a 50,
AMD. Like,
they have like a 50-pound weight and they're trying to like kick water right now.
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Like,
they weren't
I mean,
even.
hell,
Did they have anything at CES?
they announced that like their new chips are coming, but didn't give us any information.
Okay.
So
Dang.
like, cool, bro. And then they also fired the CEO this week. So
That's insane. What a crazy. Wow.
so yeah, I mean, I'd be stoked if Intel could actually pull their heads out of their asses and make cool chips because that's better for all of us. But whatever.
Well, AMD seems to have like their hands in a lot of things. Like they're like
Oh
over.
yeah, they're killing it right now. I mean,
Yeah.
between Apple leaving Intel this year, so like Apple's making all their own processors. There's a big chunk of Intel's.
Really?
Yeah,
They're self-performing their processors, because I was curious about that.
yeah, yeah. So Apple's going to start making all their own processors, not just their phone processors. So all their computers are going to go to Apple Silicon
That's crazy.
and drop Intel entirely.
Wow.
Wah wah. And then, AMD is kicking the shit out of them in terms of
Eh,
performance on their processors.
uh,
So it's like,
Yeah, everywhere else. Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know who's buying an Intel or why these days because their products just aren't as hot as they used to be. And, it's like the 800-pound gorilla that's just been sleeping and didn't, I don't know.
Didn't keep up, or I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
didn't keep up. They thought they had such a large lead that no one would ever catch up, and now they have all these competitors, and they're like, "Oh, you caught us with their pants down," kind of deal.
Yeah. Maybe AMD
Um,
was just hungrier and was just like, you know what?
well, yeah,
And
I mean, I think it's
this year was
if
crazy.
AMD didn't figure their shit out, like they wouldn't be around. So like, it wasn't for Ryzen. Like Ryzen's killing it. Um, their video cards are killing it. So the new
Yeah.
Nvidia cards look cool too. They just announced their new 3060,
Yeah.
RTX 3060,
Yep.
which is like they're kind of like big. Who knows when people will actually be able to buy them? But I'm all for competition in the marketplace. Good for us.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. And also Nvidia, they're going to put their 3000 series into laptops now. So they're able to get that gen of their GPUs
Oh
into
yeah, yeah, yeah.
laptops.
Which I think is funny because they can't even produce enough chips to put them into desktops right now. So
Isn't that insane? Like just the scarcity of products, like
yeah, like
poof.
I, well, it's like double down. Like everybody's at home, so like the amount of people that are trying to buy shit right now, like they've both um, AMD and Nvidia are saying like they're producing more chips than they did last year, but they're still not hitting demand just because everybody's at home and like, what are you supposed to do?
I'm trying to look up this stat that AMD did on their presentation, and dude, it was insane. Like just because this year, no, I can't find
Yeah,
it. It was something like
I have to imagine that.
300 trillion hours or 3 trillion hours or some huge number of hours just used on Zoom. And I think they partner with like
Oh yeah,
Zoom servers or something, so they help power that. That's why AMD
yeah. I
announced
mean,
it.
they probably have what are their server? I think they're Epic server
I think so.
chips. That's what they're called. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's like a huge amount of yeah, just everybody's using computing power these days
Yeah.
because they got to work from home and they're stuck at home. So might as well look at a screen, I guess.
And it was like a crazy
So
number of like over 100. Maybe I'm wrong. I might have to look this up, but it was like 100 million like devices sold this year. Like some, I don't know, maybe I'm off, but
Oh
it was
yeah.
a huge number of
No,
devices sold
it's a
just this
huge
year.
number. Well, and to get at that, like Ford announced this last week that they're shuttering one of their factories because they can't get processors for their cars that come out of the same factory that produces chips for AMD and
Wow.
Apple and yada yada yada. Taiwan Semiconductor, which makes all the processors for or all the chips for Ryzen right now. I believe the NVIDIA chips are coming from Samsung, so
Okay.
I think that's a 9 millimeter processor. So
So
I don't know.
Ford shut down a plant because they can't get enough processors for their vehicles,
Yeah,
so they have to just shut
yeah,
down.
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
because there's just such high demand for microprocessors right now.
Wow, dude.
The fabs can't keep up.
Weird. What a weird world. I don't know why I have this in
I know.
PC. Maybe I should have put it in TVs, but Dell announced. Sorry, I hit my microphone again. I have it on a microphone stand. So Dell announced a 40-inch monitor, which I don't know what that price
Yeah,
point is going to be, but it's 5,120 by 2,160 pixel resolution. Looks pretty
so
sick.
4K,
Yeah,
4K-ish.
beyond, right? That's beyond 4K.
Yeah, height-wise though, it's 4K.
Oh, I gotcha.
It might be an ultra wide.
And it's kind of curved and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it looks sick. It looks
Well, I
sick.
think LG also announced like an ultra wide OLED display, I think, as well this year, which is kind of cool. Like that's what everybody's been asking for is an OLED
Oh, really?
monitor.
I didn't see
Just
that.
give it
That's
to
cool.
us.
Yeah.
Just give it to us. And then I think Asus also announced a pretty sweet HDMI 2.0 or 2.1 monitor as well. So, yeah, buddy. Lots of cool shit coming out. I feel like there's probably more coming out this year, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it
So,
was. I think it was pretty exciting to see. There's like a lot of stuff I wouldn't get. Like, dude, like on the bottom of our list, let me scroll down. Some of this is so funny, but there's just some other cool shit that was announced in CES.
electric bikes and crap and
Yeah,
scooters and
there was
yeah.
like sex toys announced, which was funny that was announced at
Well,
CES.
CES is big for all their sex toys.
Oh, really? It's like,
Oh yeah, dude.
what the hell? But there's a LG rollable smartphone, which is sick.
Yeah.
Sony
They also had
announced.
their rollable TV. Did you see that?
No,
Was it Razer? Not Razer. Is it Razer that did that like rollable OLED screen chair doodad thing?
no, I didn't see that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it looks pretty goofy. But it's from Razer, the like laptop and like accessories company. They had like a gamer chair that's like leaned back, and it's got like this rollable screen that's like a 60-inch screen, like
Oh
in
my
front of your face.
gosh, that's
Super
insane.
funny.
It's like the guy from Grandma's Boy, like a whole gaming chair setup. That's just
Yeah, exactly,
insane.
exactly. Just
Oh, I think, dude, I missed the note on the OLED TV. They have like a transparent screen concept.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
They got like a rollable one and a transparent one. And I thought the shit was cool, like where they had it like on trains and shit, like displaying the weather and shit outside on a train.
Oh, that's
Kind of
cool.
cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sony did. I want to check it out. I listened to their like demo, like a video
Uh
online,
huh.
and it was about the 360 VME, which is like a 360 audio in your typical stereo headsets. So
Okay.
you don't need special headphones for it, which is sick. And then
Well, that's kind of the same, I think, technology as what's in the PlayStation 5. Like, you don't need special headphones to get the 3D audio out of that either.
agreed, yeah. But they have
Yeah.
like something special with their headset.
There's something bigger about it.
Yeah.
Bigger and better.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they're like what they're trying to do is now incorporate it with like their Sony music artists because they're also like a record
Oh,
label.
yeah.
So like that
Oh, and
technology.
did you see their sweet car too?
No, I didn't.
The Sony car.
I didn't.
They announced it last year, but they showed it like driving this year. So
Oh, that's sick.
wah wah wah.
Is that the solar paneled one? Because that's Sono Motors, not Sony.
No, that is Sony car,
Okay,
not solar panel.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they did a live performance with the 360 audio with Zara Larson. Was part of one of their things. I didn't watch that performance. I want to. That's one of the things I want to watch. And
Okay.
let's see here. The Lasso home recycling unit, which I didn't know this, but I guess like in 2015 or 2018 or something, like China closed its doors to the world's recycling. So a lot of municipalities, if they're not doing recycling, and they were shipping it off to China, now it just goes to landfills.
Well, and I
So
think the trade war had partly to do with that.
oh, okay, I got you. Ah, that makes sense. Well, there's a
Go
new
on.
product coming to your home called Lasso Home Recycling Unit for the small price of $3,500. It's a
Oof.
it's a self-sorting cleaning, and it will grind up your recyclables, and probably only need to be emptied every like 6 months to a year. And what it'll do is it'll contact its pickup company and pick up like whenever it needs to be emptied. So if you're into recycling, that product will be coming to market. Sounds cool.
Surprised they just don't give them to you for free so they get free shit.
I guess. I don't know how they do that.
Well, because I mean,
You
you're
can't.
basically giving them their product for free.
That's true, but the machine to do it costs money.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I probably eventually it will get there where it does drop in cost and like it would make sense for a recycling company just to have this grinder sitting at your house or something. It'd probably make a lot more
Maybe
sense.
what if they paid you for it, you know? Like
Well, exactly. It'd probably
yeah.
make a lot of sense for like apartment complexes, things like that.
Yeah, that's true. Like a community one. That'd be
Yeah.
that'd be cool. Probably need to be emptied more, but like a community one. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of home recycling, it's like community recycling unit. That'd be cool.
Hmm.
I like that. Then there's another product, Being Bee Box, which is I'm sure you heard about it, how like the bee population is going down. Uh, so
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
so like they have to ship freaking bees from the like East Coast to the West Coast to pollinate and then back, like which is
Yeah, they
insane.
ship them all over the country
Yeah. So
and the world.
now you can have this little product that could be on the space of a patio, and it's safe, and you have your own beehive at home and pollinate the world and have your own fresh honey. You know, that's pretty cool. I don't know what the price of that was. Yeah,
Hmm.
it didn't seem too steep, but dude, Segway scooters for kids, kind of cool.
Your
Uh,
nanobot scooter for kids. Don't blow up the plane burrows.
and dude, this is super weird. There's some lab grown human milk for babies.
Gross.
Yeah, what the Franken baby, dude? What the f? And the last product that I thought was sick was Ampere. It's a Bluetooth shower speaker, which like it connects to your shower head before your shower head, so it's powered by the water running through your shower.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like a hydroelectric plant for your speaker.
Yeah, dude. It's really cool. Like I'm sure the water
Nice.
passing through just turns a turbine and boom, it generates power.
Yeah.
And yeah, like yeah, hydro, yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't slow down the pressure too much.
True. You got to have a good pressure for your shower.
I
Sucks.
mean, I just want a pressure washer for a shower.
Just blast
Take
you.
my just take my skin off, dudes.
Are you like a medium temperature or like scolding hot? Or it depends on.
Scolding.
Oh, really?
Scolding and take my skin off pressure.
That's awesome. Sometimes I'll be like kind of cold. I'll want a kind of cold shower. It's if it's
I
hot.
haven't I haven't wanted that since I've, moved up here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, true. You can
When I lived in the Zona, that was a different story.
for
But
real. And what's cool about that was it was actually crowdfunded by on an Indiegogo website. So
nice.
that's what brought it to market, which is really cool. But that's kind of all I have to report. Yeah. Cool week though. Really cool.
Yeah.
Really crazy.
Lots of interesting stuff. Some good game news.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things to look forward to, that's for sure. Man, have I kind of you know about how, like, a bunch of those, Mario games for the Mario 35 are, like, leaving Nintendo in March?
Okay.
So, like, the Mario Superstario or Super Mario All-Stars 3D or 3D All-Stars or whatever, they're, like, gonna stop selling it completely in March and, like, be scarcity. I just wonder if something's gonna be announced in March because of that. Like, they picked that date for a reason is all I'm getting at, and, like, next or 2021 is Zelda's 35th anniversary,
Hmm.
so
Well,
I
maybe
wonder I wonder what's coming.
maybe that
That's
goes
all
to
I'm
our prediction last episode of, like the
Yeah,
Nintendo Game Pass. Like maybe that's why that's getting taken out, and then it could be a Game Pass item for subscription. I don't know. Maybe that'd be weird.
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they're just gonna put it back in the Nintendo vault until they want to
Yeah,
pull it
I
back
think
out
they're doing,
again.
like I think they're doing, like, 90s Disney, where they had those, like, special edition movies, and then they only release them for a certain amount of time, and then they'd, like, go away. You wouldn't be able
Mm-hmm.
to get them.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Something like that,
I was yeah. Well, I
maybe.
shoot. We're like at an hour. I don't know. Any more closing thoughts?
No, that's kind of what my closing thought was is, I wonder what's coming in March
Okay.
from Nintendo.
Well, we will definitely keep our ears and eyes on that.
It's also, um, the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. Oh, did you see that Katy
Ooh.
Perry Pokemon, like, collaboration thing that they announced this week?
No?
Apparently, like, she's gonna produce a bunch of, like, Pokemon songs.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That's
Just, like, random weird news.
Yeah, that's insane. Why Katy Perry? I like
I
Pokemon
don't
though.
know.
I always thought
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's ageless, I feel, like kids will
yeah.
continually love it, so it could just continue forever.
Well, I feel like we're, like, the perfect age group for that too, like, right when it came out, like, I don't know, I was probably, like, 10 or 12 or something like that, like, perfect age to watch some Pokemon
And it was everywhere.
or
It was
and
TV.
play some Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, it was TV, it was like video games, it was cards, it was like you could do it and oh man.
Oh, man, I remember all the, like, nerdy kids in my, like, 4th grade class playing some Pokemon cards.
I just gave mine away or sold all my cards at a garage sale like 3 years ago at my mom's
Hopefully you
house.
didn't have a Charizard, like
I didn't have anything crazy. No, I didn't. I didn't have anything like super cool. I had like just a holographic Mewtwo or something like that. I'm just kidding. It was
you
nothing insane.
that's what I was getting at. Hopefully you didn't have your holographic Charizard. I think that's the one that's worth money.
No, I didn't have anything like that. I think the coolest thing I had was like a Blastoid,
Okay.
non-holographic. So it was like,
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
like $20 to the guy, and he was like stoked on it. So
Wah, wah.
I know. Well,
All I got.
that's all you got. All right. Well,
That's all I got.
thank you everyone for listening.
Yes, thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. And if you are watching on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And otherwise, I do stream weekdays on Twitch, twitch.com or twitch.tv/Connor Evan. And yeah,
Yeah.
freaking have a great week.
You too, buddy.
All
See
right.
ya.
All right. We'll see you, man.